What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with the Expedition of the Damned, our Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition campaign. I am, of course, your GM, your DM for the night, Jumbo Thick. We have the full cast and crew of the expedition here present. Let's kick off with some brief introductions so we can get into the mayhem. Let's start off with Doobie 209.
Yeah, I play Henry Berthold. Who's currently in his, some say his, was it a jerkin and breeches? Others say his underwear. Like the wretch that he is. Currently, I think I have a flail and maybe a dagger. But, all important, Henry is on the cusp of being the youngest knight in the history of the Knights Panther to become a first knight at the ripe young age of 16.
An impressive feat, Let's drop on down to Nate.
Hello everyone, Nate here. We're playing Lucien Levesque, human duelist, who thankfully still has all of his metal weapons, rapier, pistol, and chain shirt, still fully clothed, ready to breathe some fresh air again.
Ready to do it. Indeed. Let's slide on over to Jumbo Smooth.
Hello everyone, I am Jumbo Smooth. I play
Luther Steinhauer. Jesus.
That's right. That's been a while ago. Damn it. Play Luther Steinhauer. He is a pyromancer, the pyromancer career path. He's he's trying to impress his mistress, and keeps on failing. He did rescue her from certain death. And healed her. Then he fumbled a couple spells in front of her. And, apparently, Oliver is, better than me. I don't believe it.
Let's slide on over to Dan Decker.
Hello, everyone. It is I, Dan Decker, here tonight on this expedition of the damned to play Nog Throat Ripper, your friendly neighborhood ogre, 10.5 foot tall, group medic and cook. Quite adept at fixing the boo-boo. See his Nog will fix you right up.
And last but not least, Pierce Galactic.
Definitely not least. What's going on, everybody? It's Pierce Galactic, again playing everyone's favorite character, the handgunner Wolfram Kistler. And I'm going to agree with Lucien down there. I am also looking on wood that my metal weapons, because all my weapons are very metal, did not get destroyed. But I have a feeling that we're about to play and tussle with some tiny little rat ogres, and I'm quite excited to see how that goes.
Tiny little rat ogres, indeed. Speaking of that, before we get anything else, I have heard complaints and the backlash of a flail given to a certain party member, and I would like it to take this point in time to allow him to change the weapon type to whatever fucking type he would like.
Well, this isn't me. This isn't me complaining.
And we will go from there.
Don't question it, bro.
Wait. Do we all get some?
Hey, don't
Can we all?
No, I don't need
Only he gets it.
Fine.
With that,
All right, I'm going to go ahead and write in Heretic's Pyre.
No,
that
it is
character.
not. You just change the weapon type to whatever other weapon type you'd like it to be. All right. Back to the expedition. We open on the crew having nearly escaped from their captivity in the Skaven burrows beneath Lashik. Able to collect their belongings, retrieve Magister Reyna, and sow a little chaos within the burrow. However, After numerous encounters with the foul ratman beginning to take its toll, the party, deciding quite wisely to flee upward, is up and up as they can, hoping to breach the surface, hopefully within the city itself. This desire, this direction has led them into out of the Skaven tunnel system and into one of the many catacombs beneath Lashif. Something that you've stumbled into at least once before. This particular catacomb happens to have a locked door blocking the entrance or exit, however way you want to look at it, where you came up against it. In the process, at the exact same time as you reached a roadblock in your attempt to flee from the Skaven, Gracier Thrilk's monstrous war beasts caught up with the party, with the mighty wizard bellowing curses upon the manlings that dared to loot his hoard. Now I'll remind you that you had split. We had Luther and... was it Lucian? I think it was Lucian.
I thought it was Luther and me.
It was Luther and Wolfram, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Luther and Wolfram had gone off into this hopefully escape tunnel where they have come up to a mosaic. I do believe that the mistress would be with the two of you. To give you some more details on the mosaic, it depicted what appeared to be different types of burial or deaths. Interesting enough, 3 of the panels seem to be movable, as if they rotated. There were holes to put your fingers and thumb into to rotate them in the process. I will give you a hint here in a minute, but regardless, the 3 types of pictures that were put into place was a person being buried in the ground, or a body, I should say, and it's in kind of like that hieroglyphic kind of pictures or whatnot, so it's not incredibly detailed. A cremation and some type of possibly embalming. However, with this blocking your path, further back at the exit from the Skaven tunnels into the catacombs, we had 3 large rat ogres frothing at the mouth, burst through the walls, spilling into the chamber, with the rest of you seeming to have to get your hands dirty or possibly hold off the assault while your companions figure out how to open this door. And all the while, with keeping in mind that the mighty Thrilk did say that he was on his way, personally. So keep that in mind as well. So, we are going to go ahead and enter initiative. So I need everyone to go ahead and roll initiative for me. Just to remind you, it's a D10 plus your initiative modifier.
Has our bugman's worn off?
Give you one.
It's good for like 8 hours, I think, is what I said. So it's you guys should be fine. All right. So what is that for you, Henry?
4.
It's a 4. What did I have for these guys? There were that. Right. I've got a 4 for Henry. How about Luther?
8.
It's an 8 for Luther. Right. How about Lucien?
10.
A 10. All right.
Right.
10 for Lucien. Wolfram.
5.
5.
Glorious 5.
And last but not least, Nog.
That would also be a 10.
A 10. Okay, I'm going to put you below Lucien since he's
Yeah,
faster.
probably move the leads. Let's do that.
Okay. Despite the creature's impressive size, they are still scathing. And they have initiative on all of you, unfortunately. To kick this off, this is going to go into several parts. Before we get into the combat section, Luther and Wolfram, your decisions will be pivotal to escaping, if that is your desire, or you could go back and fight, whatever you choose to do. Mistress Reyna is going to move forward, and she's trying to very quickly study the writing around the mosaic. None of you speak Arabian. You never decided to attempt to learn. And this isn't this is like an ancient form of said writing. She begins to run her fingers over it, and she says, "You'll need to make out a small passage. Following the path of the sun, the priest king." There's a blank where it's like worn away. "Was blessed to meet the old gods, lest his flesh turn to ash and be buried beneath the sands."
Well, isn't the path of the gods? Isn't that just to the west? Sun rises in the east and goes to the west.
We'll see on your turn. She says,
Would you
Sorry.
Would you mind
repeat it for
repeating it
you?
one more time?
"Following the path of the sun, the priest king," and there was a blank spot, "was blessed to meet the old gods, lest his flesh turn to ash and be buried beneath the sands."
Did you say there are only 3 like pictograms? Or...
Yes, there are 3 of these like mosaic little pictures set into the wall with all this writing around it. They appear to possibly line up into a larger picture when they're rotated. They can be rotated either clockwise or counterclockwise. And there appears to be a order to how they are both interacted with and rotated. And that's all the hints you get. So you can use your turn, Wolfram or Luther. You can use your turn to make essentially intelligence checks or anything close to that to try to decipher clues, but that will not be interacting with the puzzle itself until you do so. All right. With that out of the way, the chamber behind you is full of broken sarcophagi. The mummified bodies spilled out onto the ground as the rat ogres are slavering and destroying the environment around you, trying to get at the rest of the party here. Nog, Henry, and Lucien, being the rear guard right now, are going to come under the ire of these creatures.
Oh man.
So what do you know? There's one for each of you. Let's start with Henry. Henry, one of the feral, and I mean they're hugely muscled, but with the giant head of a rat. Their arms are overly developed, almost like apes, like they could walk on their fists, which they apparently do. These particular rat ogres have a strange eyeless visage. They don't have any eyes. They're sewed shut. But instead, they have what looks like a strange, almost like chained totem wrapping crisscrossed over their bodies in several sections. And attached to them are bells, of course, but also mummified and shrunken body parts, hands, feet, heads, torsos, little things just like dangling all over them. All right. Henry.
Yes.
One of the first of the rat ogres is going to... There's not really room to charge in this room, but it's going to leap and try to crush you beneath its mighty forepaws. So you can either dodge or you can attempt to block. You will have a minus 20 penalty to block if you do so, because it is a large creature.
I believe blocking is still mathematically better.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a block or of some kind then.
I chose the bastard sword.
Okay. So you have we'll call it a great sword of thirsting.
Oh, it's gonna keep the magic properties?
Yes, it keeps all the properties.
Right. Here goes the roll. I gotta roll that.
84?
That would be 4 levels of failure. So I'm just gonna give it one reroll. You know, I don't want to get squished.
You see some of those fortune points.
Look, yeah.
A 6.
There we go.
Very good. I have, even despite its size, I have 2 degrees of failure from the creature, and it does get bonuses to squishing smaller targets. However, is this a full-on block, Henry? Like with the sword?
I mean, it would, judging by how fast it moved, it would just be a reactionary block.
Yes. As it slashes out, you're able to bring your blade and slice across. As you do, you realize that part of its arm has like these embedded, like almost blades into its like wrists, and you're able to barely, with enough effort, almost bludgeon your way to diverting the attack. As it comes towards you, you're able to slice it to the side. All right, Lucien. The next rat ogre comes spiraling out, looks towards you. It looks like it is going to reach, try to grab you. Lucien, give me a defensive roll.
It'd be a minus 22 in melee.
It's a minus 20 to a block. It is a straight, regular roll for a dodge.
Dodge. I think dodging is the way to go.
Okay.
Yeah. That is 3 degrees of success.
Degrees of success. I have just a success for the attack here. Lucien is somehow able to... Is this a dodge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nimble on his feet, is able to jump backwards as the creature reaches and it's almost like, feels like it's caught him. Grabs its hands back and forth and then realizes it has nothing and just shouts as it comes up to its full size and bellows at you, Lucien. Nog! You don't have any penalties to blocking, Nog. You're the same size as this creature.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead and make me a defensive roll. I hope it's good.
Yeah,
It's rolled quite well. However,
also hope
it has shitty stats fighting a creature of similar size. So you, even with a decent roll, you probably are going to be okay.
66.
Is that a...
And that's under
Is that
my
on the
melee.
negative or the positive?
Well, that is, if we're going, if I use my melee to defend, that's a
Yes.
66 under a 73.
Okay. Nog, that's a critical success, which means that you wound your attacker.
Excellent.
Okay.
Like the idea of that.
Were we doing crits for defensive? Or were we just doing hits, right?
We were doing whatever we did in the last campaign.
I don't remember, though.
I think we flipped back and forth, to my
Yeah,
understanding.
we've gone back and forth.
I think originally we said we were just going to do damage,
Just do damage. Yeah.
and then we kind of flipped back to doing wounds and damage. So I don't know. Where do you want?
Whatever.
We're just gonna do. I mean, it's an attack back. So we'll for the sake of it being a crit, we won't roll on the crit table, but we will roll the whatever your max damage could be in return. Nog.
All right. What do I need to do?
How much damage could you do? Like if you rolled a 1, how much damage would you do? Nog?
If I rolled a 1, that would be my weapon skill.
Yeah.
Plus what I would roll, so it'd be a 6.
Plus your weapon,
Yeah.
which is a 4.
70 something. Well, yeah. He's got 70-something in his weapon skill, I believe. So
Yeah, 5. So it's my.
so it'd be 7 plus the strength.
Yeah.
Your strength at?
Yeah, it's 12.
12.
Plus the weapon itself.
Yeah. What's the weapon? 4.
Well,
or
the
5?
weapon is strength bonus plus 5.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a plus 5. So
That's an 11. So strength bonus plus 5 is an 11.
Okay. Plus the success levels, which
plus,
is
plus,
7.
plus 7 is 18.
18. Yeah.
18 wounds. Nog.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a beefy hit. Does your weapon cleave through armor, Nog? Does it have any special modifiers on it?
It doesn't. It says it's just a.
Okay. Their hide is
damaging
considered.
bleed.
Okay. Yeah, their hide is considered armored. So I will get to subtract that. It's still a ridiculous hit. You severely wound one of the creatures. All right. That is it for the rat ogres. Lucien, you are next in initiative.
All right. I think I'm gonna take a stab at the one that's engaged with me.
Okay, give me an attack roll then. You do have a point of momentum, so plus 10 to this roll.
Will be 3 degrees of success.
All right, it will attempt to. It can actually block. That's not gonna be enough though. It's only 2 degrees of success. That is a hit. How much damage are we talking, Lucien?
It'll be 9 wounds.
Does your weapon penetrate armor?
No.
The rapier? It doesn't? Okay. All right, so. Okay. What would have been a severe blow for a normal creature is not so great in the face of this massive hulking monstrosity. You do slice, and you do see a fair amount of blood slices through one of its arms as it attempts to swing them wildly, trying to keep you at bay as you pierce through. But it is definitely still standing. Nog, it is going to be your turn.
All right then. So there's 3 of these fuckers, right?
There are.
Very good. Well, I'm going to. I guess the one that just swung at me. Probably ought to swing back at him, eh?
Give me an attack roll, Nog. We'll attempt to.
Oh, a 30 under a 73.
So attempt to.
That's 4 levels of success.
It can't do this.
Do you have impale on your weapon? Do you have impale?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, his is like a giant slashing saber
Yeah,
almost.
scimitar.
it's a gargantuan scimitar, giant hunk of metal. That is gonna hit Nog. What's the damage?
And so that's my levels of success plus my weapon.
Mhm.
Yep, so that's going to be my weapon is 11 plus 4 levels of success.
So 15.
15. Yeah.
Oof. Nog is hammering home as he retaliates against the large creature, digs
get
the
to hit
hunk of
another one?
metal into it. No, that works. That's an ability for hitting creatures smaller than you.
Oh, right. Yeah. No,
This
we're
one's-
one-on-one. I got
Yeah,
you.
this one's the same size, so this is a full-on kaiju battle.
But now I have
As
momentum.
you do get a point of momentum
Excellent.
as you hack into the creature, and as you pull the scimitar back. Massive gouts of blood pouring out of it. It looks severely wounded.
Finally, something that's slightly more my speed. You're still pretty weak.
Luther, it is your turn. Choose carefully, Luther. What is your decision?
I'd like to try to solve a puzzle.
Oh, okay. This is Jeopardy.
Or, yeah.
Wheel of Fortune.
I assume.
I like to solve.
I like to solve. You said it needs to be like rotated in certain sequence.
You can only interact with one piece per
at
turn.
a time.
Yes.
Per turn. Okay.
So for your turn, you can interact with a single piece.
Okay. So, I would first like to interact with the embalming pictograph or whatever.
Slide your fingers into the kind of like circular design of mosaic. As you press in, you feel almost like a pressure plate go inwards, and it feels like you can move either clockwise or counterclockwise.
Is like the dial facing like east and west? Like if I was to turn it left, would it be east or sorry, west?
I'll tell you what. Give me an intelligence check, Luther.
Okay.
This is something you're good at.
Yeah.
You just don't have a basis for this ancient culture. So we'll see.
Okay. Let's see. Page. All right, I'm gonna roll. Just base intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. $29.
I'm assuming that's good.
50.
Yeah, I'm about to say you're in pretty intelligent man. As you're looking at the mosaic itself, without a keystone, a something to base your decision from, either experience or study, you begin to look at the mosaic itself. And you see several patterns as you press in this particular one. And it looks like if you were to rotate them clockwise, they would lock into place.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll rotate it clockwise then.
You impress the embalming pictograph and begin to rotate it. And as you rotate, you hear a clicking noise. And then it stops. The plate juts itself further inward. Your hand goes with it for a moment. And then it releases. Almost as if it had a grip on your hand. And then it releases and you pull your arm back as there's just a recess now in the mosaic.
Okay.
And that's going to be it for Luther's turn.
Yes.
Okay. Next up in initiative is Wolfram.
Can we see the rat ogres, Luther and I?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'll protect you, Luther. You solve this. And then I'm going to whip around and pull out my rifle. And so the one that Nog has been hitting on is still up?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to take a shot at that one.
Okay. Give me a attack roll. Unopposed.
hate this happen. It's a 19 under 85,
Wow.
so that's 6 levels of success.
You do get because of it's a large creature, you get a plus 20 to the attack, I think.
That's 8 levels of success. So that is 18 wounds. And that
18?
has and it's penetration too.
Yeah, and it bites and passes the armor. All right, that is more than enough. Let me find my critical table here because this will actually might be important. All right. Make this real fast. Where it is. All right, roll me a d100 to see where this hits Wolfram, because this will take them past 0, which is a critical hit.
$19.
19 is
Double 19.
Yeah, that's strange. The left arm. Roll me another d100. We'll see what the wound is.
$49.
49.
Lucky 9.
Gaping wound.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
You, in a explosion of black powder and fire, Wolfram levels the handgun in the direction of the creature that Nog is assailing. As Nog pulls his blade back, Wolfram lets loose this cannon. And as it does, the creature's arm is almost like at the bicep is just a massive hunk, about the size of like a dinner plate, is blown out of it. Just this massive gaping wound that just begins to spurt blood in all directions. The creature falls to a knee as it looks like it's beginning to lose consciousness. When you watch as several of the totems begin to shake and move and begin to exert a strange blackish purple hue, and the creature remains intact, but bleeding severely. What'd you say, Luther?
I said, damn it.
I said witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
One might call it dark magic.
Sorcery.
Sorcery. Okay. Fast. Okay. Yeah. That works. Alright, it does have, just remind me in case I forget, it does have 2 bleeding conditions. Okay, that will bring me then to Henry. It's finally your turn. You got Henry.
All right. I got to attack this thing. So,
All right, give me an attack.
don't have much options there. I got a success level, so we're looking for the secret crit of a 69. Oh, baby.
61.
61. That is a success.
I rolled quite poorly in my defensive roll, so it does hit.
That is just a success, and it's actually the same amount if I use damaging. So it would be 10 damage. That's my minimum.
10. Does it go through armor?
It's just damaging and defensive, and then the
And
bleed
defensive.
condition.
Okay. And bleed. Oh,
That's
that's on
the
crit. That's
back
only for crits.
Yeah, the special property.
Oh, wait. Let me make sure. Hold, please, because this thing has extra abilities that I did not tell you about.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Welcome to the corruption club, Henry.
I'm dropping it. Drop it right now.
That feels so good.
You're not
Feels so
dropping
good.
anything, damn it.
Throw it down this tomb.
Where is it?
Get some tortured souls.
I can't find it right now. It's making me very upset. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, so you already rolled your D4 for bleeding conditions?
I did not.
Okay, roll a D4.
2.
Okay. So it gains 2 bleeding conditions.
So it gains bleeding every time I hit?
Every time you strike with this weapon, if it can rend flesh, if the creature has flesh to rend, it inflicts bleeding conditions every single hit.
Oh.
So,
Alright. Let me add that in my notes.
okay, you said it was 10 damage, correct?
Yeah, it'd be my minimum is
Okay.
10.
Plus it has 2 bleeding conditions. Got it. Okay. At the end of the round, the bleeding conditions take effect. Those creatures lose, both of them lose 2 wounds. Put you down to this, and that brings you down to this. As the wounds just begin to gush blood due to the severe injuries that you're inflicting. The sword, Henry, similar design to what I described before with the flail. The pommel and the guard are skulls that they look like they've been bronzed, but they have these elongated fangs on them. The blade itself has a strange, almost a jagged cut to the tip of it. As it slices in, you watch as it rends flesh beautifully, unnaturally even. And the blood begins to coat and slick the blade itself. And as it passes over what looked like steel, there appears that there are recesses. And it almost looks like rune work has been carved into this blade that the blood begins to alight as it passes into it. Okay. That is that. It is now the Skaven's turn. The rat ogres are going to attempt to crush all of you once again. Let's see here. First up was Henry.
Yes.
First creature is going to try to retaliate against you, Henry. Defend yourself.
Right.
Oh, really shitty right now. I don't like it.
That would be 1 failure.
I have
1
2
level of
degrees
failure.
I have 2 degrees of failure. So
I was
you
taking the chance on that one.
barely sneak by on that one, Henry. As after you slice into the creature, it's bleeding, and it very quickly retaliates, swinging a large, like, fist, almost the size of your torso, towards you. You're able to parry the blow. Okay. Next up is going to be Lucien. Defend yourself, Lucien. I rolled quite well this time, so I hope you
I will use my fast weapon
Oh, to attack first?
in order to strike.
Okay. Give me an attack roll then.
Here I go.
I'll re-roll this one's attack. Defense. Rolled really shitty for its defensive roll.
That is 7 levels of success.
It's definitely gonna hit.
That will be 13 wounds.
13 wounds. Okay. You instinctively, as the creature begins to move, you stab forward. You stab right through one of its meaty paws. It goes right through to the base. It is attacking you in return. So
Okay.
I need you to either attempt to dodge or a defensive roll at -20.
Got it.
It has 4 degrees of success, Lucien.
I'm gonna go with my rapier.
Yeah.
That's. I did it. I freaking did it.
It's a crit, isn't it?
Roll.
That's a
crit.
crit. That's a crit with that.
Yes.
weapon.
Because of the rapier, it's a crit.
Yes, it happened.
Okay.
I totally forgot. It never happened. Yeah.
No, it never does happen. It's strange indeed, Lucien. As you drive through the creature, you pull back. Not so much pull back, you rend the wound. How much damage is your max damage you can do?
Is that calculated with current degrees of momentum, or is that from my base?
I mean, no, it counts with momentum.
It would be 9 degrees of success, so that would be 15 wounds.
15 wounds. Whew, shit. The creature is severely wounded at this point. That's like pulls back, bleeding profusely from one of its mangled arms at this point. The other one, the last remaining one, that is fighting Nog, is...
This is the one that resurrected itself?
Yes, it is. It is still, like, one of its arms is just looking destroyed. It is going to try to bite your throat, Nog. Defend yourself.
Nog will defend. We're going to defend ourselves quite readily.
I have
a 34.
3 degrees of failure for myself. So
and that's 3 or so degrees of success for me. Plus momentum.
Exactly. Yeah, plus your momentum. No problem. Nog is easily able to bring the blade up and catch the mouth, and then just like toss it back, matching strength for strength.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not looking scary.
Is he ready to get some back? Because it's my turn yet.
It's about to be.
Okay.
Lucien, it is your turn. You've used your action.
I used my action.
So I'm assuming you're not going to move.
No, I'm not going to spend my momentum.
Yeah. So you stand your ground, Lucien, preparing yourself after the creature's like limping away from you slightly. Nog.
Now my turn.
It's your turn.
Nog smash.
I have 2 degrees of success on my defensive roll, Nog.
That is on the button, a 73 of a 73, but I have momentum.
You do. You have at least 2 points. So that's going to put you at a tie.
Mm-hmm.
Which in the event of a tie, I always give to the player. So
I think he has 3 points.
Does he have 3?
Yeah, because he defended, attacked, defended successfully.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's definite success then, and so that's going to be an 11 plus 1, I guess. 12. One success from momentum.
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I think his strength is, what's his strength? 6?
My strength bonus is 6.
Yeah.
6.
Plus 5.
Weapon is 5.
So that's 11.
The one
Plus
more, so that's 12.
I think
It should be
right.
14.
No, I think you
have 3 levels of success.
3. You have 3 because you have 3 points of momentum. You don't have just 1. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So 14.
But I thought you. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. You're right.
All right then. I'll take it. 14.
That's more than enough to body this thing.
Splat.
As Nog hits it again. Let's see here.
A t-shirt.
That is not going to be enough. The dark magic is severed as Nog brings his scimitar down, cleaving deeply through this thing's torso, cutting through the chains and the strange mummified, miniaturized body parts. As he slices through the chains, all of the macabre knickknacks burst into a black flame and are consumed as the creature falls dead. As it does, it rapidly decays, almost like watching one of those fast motion videos of something
time lapse.
Yeah, time lapse stuff, and it rapidly becomes just a rat ogre skeleton within seconds as it falls dead onto the floor.
Crazy, man.
All right, that's going to be it for Nog's turn, as he has relieved himself of duty. Luther, what are you going to do, Luther?
Still at the puzzle here, so I will. I'm going to go for the mosaic depiction of the cremation, I believe, or is it cremation?
Okay. Cremation, yes. You stick your hand into the recess, into the recesses where the fingers line up, and it slides inwards. Which way are you going to turn it, Luther? Clockwise or counterclockwise?
I'm assuming the same way, clockwise, as the previous.
Okay.
Unless I can make some sort of check, but
I
would think it would be the same.
I will allow you to make an intelligence roll if you'd like.
Okay.
$18.
18 out of 50.
You slide your hand in as it presses inwards, Luther. You begin to slowly twist your hand to the right, and as you do, you look, you stop and freeze for a moment. The symbols won't match perfectly if they're adjusted clockwise.
Okay. If that's the case, then I'll do counterclockwise.
Quickly spin it the other direction. Once again, your fingers are tightly gripped and your hand is pulled into the door. But then your fingers are released. You're able to pull your hand back, leaving a single pictogram left. Okay?
Alright.
And that will be it for Luther's turn. So that will then bring me to Wolfram.
I'm going to do the exciting move of reloading my rifle.
Okay, go ahead and attempt to reload your weapon, Wolfram. As you take a knee.
Oh man, I got it. 24, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like
Yeah.
7 levels of success.
Yeah, and I think you only need 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you only need 3. So you're in very quick succession. Wolfram is able to quickly reload his actual handgun, which is impressive to say the least.
Hurry it up, Luther.
You hear Wolfram reloading behind you. Henry.
All
It's your turn.
right, going in for the attack.
Give me an attack roll. Ooh.
What's the ooh? It is. I don't know if it's gonna matter because we made a sound. It would be 2 levels of success.
I have a critical failure on my part, so. So it's gonna hit. It's god damn. What is happening right now? You guys are tearing these things apart.
So because it's damage, I never use damaging. I always forget to use it.
You can
I
instead
can
of
use the 4 instead of
Yes.
these success levels.
instead of the success levels. So you can have you can count as 4 instead of 2.
So it would be 14 damage, I believe.
Okay. And roll a d4.
Yes. D4 is a 4.
It has 6 bleeding conditions now.
Yes.
As Henry slices into the creature yet again, the
Sever
blade
this arm off.
digs in deep. You go straight in for for the chest as it's wailing around. You slash into it, a bloody rend opening up. And is that going to be it for Henry's turn?
Yes.
The creature is going to take 6 wounds from its blood loss as it is bleeding profusely. Arterial spray.
Hemorrhaging.
Henry
Each
is being
player
bathed
have
in
a-
it.
Does each player have a rat ogre on them? I guess except Nog. You just killed
Nog
him.
does not. So Lucien
Okay.
and Henry still have one. For now.
Okay. Is there one that looks bigger than the rest? Or, like
No.
special?
No,
Okay,
there's not.
okay.
However, you do hear echoes at the end of the turn. Release them! Release them! Hold them! I must have the red furs! You're loping quickly in rapid succession a pack of wolf rats. These, like, horse size, or not so much horse size. They're the size of a man. They're big for like a large, like timber wolf almost, with a rat's head, a long rat's tail, slavering jaws, similar to what Nog assaulted earlier in your previous session. There appear to be 7 of them. They are rapidly closing in. All right. Gonna bring me to the top of the round. The wolf rats will be here next turn. Top of the round is going to be what remains of the rat ogres. The one that is fighting Henry, that is bleeding profusely, is going to attempt to attack him. Give me a defensive roll, Henry. 55.
That's a 55 out of 100 and something.
Okay. Henry, something very special is going to happen. Because because you inflict a critical wound on this creature. Because not because of the crit, but because you take it past
corruption.
0. It takes that much. It takes a significant amount of damage. I need to roll to see. All right. Roll me a d100. We'll see where this hits. Henry.
89.
The higher, the more dangerous.
Yes.
You were so close. It's the left. It's the left leg. Let's see here. Where's my crit?
So close to the head.
There we go. Go ahead and roll me another d100.
Another 89.
There we go. The higher on the crit table, the worse they are. Dislocated knee. Oh Jesus, this is bad.
And we just talked about this. This is his defensive roll. Are we still?
Well, no. This thing was reduced to 0. So once you reduce something to 0, it gets a critical wound.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It does pass its endurance test in spades, even at this addition here. So it's not stunned. However, it is laid prone as Henry passes through, sweeping his blade through. In addition to that, young Henry, it's in the other one. I need to put this down. All right. How many wounds does that inflict, Henry? Add him up.
Add them up. Gosh. Okay, so the 55. So that would be, I believe, 15?
15 wounds. You drag this blade through you kind of like duck underneath the attack, sweeping through the creature's left leg. You dig in bloodily deep as you slice away. You watch as all the blood coagulating along the sword. The runes glow brightly, and then they rapidly dim as all the blood begins to flow down into the handle that you're holding. The guard, the fangs extend and bite down into your hand. And you heal for 15 wounds, Henry. And you need to make an endurance check at -10.
I'm assuming I can't go over my maximum.
No, you cannot.
Okay.
You feel,
endurance at -10?
You feel greatly invigorated.
That's not very good. God. Yeah. I had to beat a 30, so it's a fail.
You feel greatly invigorated, Henry, like beyond invigorated. You burst with energy, and you gain 1 point of corruption.
God,
Oh yes!
damn it! I don't want this weapon anymore.
The dark energy passes into your body.
I dropped the sword. Drop
you
the
can't. You
sword.
can't drop it. It's attached to your hand right now, and it's not letting go.
Oh, Liz and I've been giving him shit about this for weeks. Oh man,
This
that was so
is
awesome.
amazing.
Shit. Oh. You healed. You're healed. Come on. Don't be like
Nope.
that.
Oh, I took corruption. I don't like it.
Yeah, it feels so good though. Wait till you mutate.
The creature
Hey, you
does
might
in
not know.
fact.
You might not know you're corrupted. You feel invigorated.
You feel right now. You
great.
feel warm and you feel thirsty. Strangely enough, Henry. As the blade slices through, the creature falls down on 3 limbs as the leg is cleaved through entirely. As it lays prone, the dark magic-like charms on its body attempt to flare up, but it looks like your sword is pulling the dark energy from it to itself, and the charm is dissipated as the creature dies. All right. Let's see here. Lucien. One's about to attack you, Lucien. This is the last one alive.
I will attack first.
Okay, give me an attack roll. It's going to attempt to dodge this. It's probably not going to. It's only 1 degree success.
Back for Lucian.
Well, this
What's
feels
happening?
good.
The 33?
Feels good.
Great. Never seen rolls like this before.
That's
Oh
like
my
4 or
God.
5 crits
Hey,
Go
use
ahead.
this.
combat.
Gonna roll you a D100, Lucien.
Ah, yes. I don't think I've ever done this before. That's a 5.
A 5 is a head. That's the head, actually.
Oh.
I was wrong on this. This table's backwards. The damage is the opposite, though. So roll me another D100 to see which wound you inflict.
With a 70.
70. A broken nose. It gains 2 bleeding conditions. Alright, needs to make an endurance check. It passes quite easily, unfortunately. So it is not stunned. Okay, but it does gain 2 conditions as you slash it across the snout, breaking the actual bones beneath. Point of note, Henry, similar to what happened to Nog's rat ogre, when it died, yours also rapidly decayed. Let's see here. Let me see. Lucien. Doesn't work. The charms don't kick into effect. And as Lucien slashes through the nose, the creature falls backwards. And as it does, it decays in rapid succession before it hits the ground and just scatters a broken skeleton onto the floor. Okay. The creatures don't get a turn. Lucien, you have movement if you'd like to take it.
I would probably start moving towards the other chamber.
Okay, you begin to kind of start trying to make your way towards the almost like tunnel-like chamber, I guess, where Luther and Mr. Strayna are currently. As you move towards, you see Luther sweating profusely, attempting to manipulate this archaic puzzle. That will then bring me to the mighty Nog. Nog, there are no creatures to fell. You do hear more on the way.
On the way. Which way did Lucien go?
He's moving in the direction where Luther and Wolfram. I forget that Wolfram's still back there too.
I'll
Disappeared too.
I'll bring up the rear, but I'm gonna follow Lucien.
Okay, you kind of like move in. You're much faster, so you kind of like you kind of want to stand sentry. That's what I'm
Exactly.
hearing. Yeah.
I don't want. If I hear him coming up behind us, I don't want.
Yeah. You turn and you kind of like stand facing the direction where the massive gaping like exploded part of the room is, making a bulwark hopefully for your party's defense. So you get for your turn, which will bring me to Luther.
There's only one option left, so
There is only one.
I'll put my hand in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to match the mosaic as best as possible.
Okay. Which
with my
direction
rotation.
would that be?
You tell me, bro. Which direction would
Yeah,
it be?
you make an intelligence check
you
if you
tell
want to
me.
make a decision.
Sorry about these rolls, bro. You know.
Well, you. Is that a failure, Luther?
It's a failure. I'm gonna reroll.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Reroll time.
Look at him.
That's worse.
It's worse.
Can I reroll again?
Sure, why not? You have two. You have multiple fortune points.
Yes, I do. Ooh, 8. That's much better.
Okay. You press in the final piece of this puzzle. And as you do, you look at it and maybe I'll try clockwise this time. And you realize that would have been a very poor decision indeed.
Huh.
As you twist it counterclockwise, as if perhaps something to do with this culture, the movement from east to west and west to east means something, what's the word? Profound. Something you wouldn't have a link to. And things that were considered bad would move counterclockwise. Clockwise would be for good. So you twist the final cremation-looking symbol counterclockwise. Excuse me? Burial. Excuse me. Yes. Burial. Yes. That was the final one. Burial counterclockwise. It locks as it pushes in once again. It releases your hand, and you watch as a large, almost like blade, passes through the open holes very quickly. It goes, shoo, and you realize what could have happened to your arm should you have answered any of these incorrectly. Fair amount of prosthetics you can be fitted with. You would have been fine. Regardless, though, as you oh my! As it passes through, the mosaic begins to spin, and as it does, in a strange fashion, the door begins to roll, as if it isn't quite. It's the mechanism opening, almost like a tomb. They rolled a large stone, essentially. It rolls into the side of the wall, revealing a stale but much cleaner version of catacomb space above.
I'm just gonna announce to the party. A pathway out of here! Hurry, my friends! And I'll be under.
You begin to make your way forward. At this point, I feel like it's fair that we will be entering into let's just call it a skill challenge.
Yes. It's gonna be a perfect session.
As the wolf rats are beginning to close in behind you, we will keep our initiative, which means that Wolfram, You're going to be first here, so I'm still going down the initiative. As Luther has just opened the gate, opened the door, all of you begin to spill by. I'm assuming Henry, I'm assuming you run past Nog.
Yeah, if I had the speed too, I would.
Yeah. Well, we're entering cinematic mode.
Okay.
So Henry, you're able to run past Nog. As Nog, you begin to turn and keep up the rear. Over your shoulder, you hear the yapping bites of the wolf rat creatures, as well as the curses and sneering, declarations of Gracier Thrilk as he is calling after all of you. All right. Wolfram, how are you going to aid
Can I
us?
see any of the creatures yet?
If depends on what you want to do, you can or cannot. It just depends.
I would like to try and take a shot at one of them as we flee the room.
You are moving. I will give you a -20 to the shot because of the darkness, and because you are moving.
Do some math there. I want to save the other options for the other guy, so I'm still going to try it.
Okay.
All right. So let's see if I can get a shot to.
Go ahead and make an attack roll. You never know.
Oh, that was the goal I needed to hit.
Critical.
And it's a 55.
Wow, impressive. Critical success. That will count as at least 2 successes. As Wolfram very quickly spins around and you aim around Nog. This is a very tight tunnel. Nog is having a hard time pushing through. He's kind of like pushing to his side, and as he does, you kind of crouch down low and shoot between Nog's legs. Thankfully, not scathing any of his dangly bits. Catching 2 of the wolf rat creatures behind him that squeal loudly and whimper as they fall backwards. And in quick succession, you spin, holster your rifle in your very fancy holster, and continue to move with the rest of the party. That's 2 successes for you guys, or more than 2. It's a significant amount. All right. That is going to bring me to Henry.
All right, I've got a 50-50 chance of passing a cool test, so can I do that?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? Trying to keep it together.
Trying to keep it together. Weird shit's happening to me right now. I'm in puberty. I fail.
75. Henry, the blade is still buried in your hand. You can't let it go. You're starting to panic a little bit, Henry.
I am panicking.
Do you need a reroll? Can you reroll?
I can. I got 2 fortune.
That's up to you.
Yeah, I'll reroll. It's over. It's a failure, but not as bad. It's just 1 failure instead of 2.
Still, as you begin to kind of you still stumble forward. As you do, you trip slightly, and Wolfram actually catches you and kind of like pushes you forward.
I got you, little guy.
As he's quickly keeping pace behind you at this point. Wolfram, Henry looks oddly invigorated, even though he's beginning to hyperventilate. You can see as many of the more deeper wounds on his body are almost like healed. Strange.
Henry, you're so flushed.
You say as you're running. All right.
So much color in your cheeks.
That'll bring me to Lucien.
Is there anything that I can dodge on the way towards the exit?
Go ahead and give me a dodge roll, Lucien.
Excellent. That is 1 success level.
One success. Okay, that's another success. You guys are doing pretty good for yourselves, Lucien. As you keep as you are ever continually moving forward. Suddenly, there is strange movement behind all of you. As out of the darkness, there flies several bladed weapons. They go over the top of Nog's shoulder, flaming past, skittering off the walls. One of them does. Another looks like it's going to impale itself, and Lucien Levesque, who is able to very nimbly, almost as if a sixth sense has kicked in, is able to move just in the nick of time as a kunai is flown past, skitters off the ground. All right. That will bring me to the mighty Nog.
Right. So I'm bringing up behind.
You are bringing the ring. You can't do any of these skills that anyone else has used so far. Everything else is on the table.
What have we had so far?
We've had a
Black
attack
powder weapon.
Yeah, an attack roll.
Attack roll.
Okay.
We've had a dodge. We've had a cool test.
All right. Let's see. I could make an intimidation check to scare off
Sure.
the people that are trying to follow
Yeah.
us.
Give me an intimidation check.
This big old meaty hardy crowd. A 25 under a 79.
Dear God. God, your intimidation is ridiculous. As Nog bellows backwards as the throwing daggers are flying around you, you kind of turn back and just like this deep guttural just bellow that reverberates down the hall. It actually somewhat shakes slightly behind you. You watch as little pieces of rock and dust fall from the very ancient ceilings that you are currently within.
Heck yeah.
And you think that you may have intimidated a fair few individuals, Nog. At least you feel that way.
Oh,
Possibly some of your fellow party
Some-
members.
Somebody's.
Definitely Henry. He failed his cool test. Oh! And last but not least, I'm going to make a magic test. Correct, Luther?
I mean, do I even need to go? I thought we got some success on. I don't think I need to
Going
go.
through one round.
What about the
Going through
mistress?
One round of individuals.
Get a little bonus
don't
for the
get
next
cocky,
round.
bro.
All right,
The
all
mistress is barely conscious at this point. She's losing herself. She is fatigued beyond belief.
right. Well, we gave her a suite of bug mix.
I don't care what you did. It's
Ah,
to your
that
soul
makes
at this
sense.
point.
We healed her. We gave her bug mix. You know?
She's not helping you, goddammit. This is on you guys.
Luther just
All right,
very
all
impressively solved this puzzle.
He did very
She
aggressively.
She was passed out. She never saw it happen.
Oh, she saw it. She was trying, and Luther just walked up and said, "Excuse me, madam.
I've got this.
I've got this." As he winks at her, you know. So, yes, I will probably use a magic test because it's what I'm best at. Probably, shoot a dart, maybe. You know, a little dart.
No attack rolls, goddammit.
Oh,
You already
no
made
attack
one.
rolls? Okay. Well, the channeling test, you know.
Of course, here comes the channeling. Let's go ahead and do it.
Channeling. All right, here we go. Oh, it's not good.
Yes.
It's not good. It's not good. It's a failure. It's a failure.
Yes, it is. How bad failure? Just a failure?
A singular failure, yeah.
Bastard. All right. As you begin to try to pull the winds of magic to
Oh, boy.
yourself, your mistress stumbling beside you, leaning on you, Luther. You begin to pull, and then suddenly you lose concentration.
She's so beautiful.
There's so much dark magic flowing behind you. You lose your pull for the wind of Akshi. Your mistress, as she stumbles beside you, just shakes her head.
It is. Make it solve the puzzle. Damn it.
Shakes her head.
Stuck.
As you breach the current tunnel that you're in, you see that or at least you come to the end. Before you is a stone wall. It appears to be a dead end.
There was
Upon
no
looking
other
at it,
paths.
This is a dead end straight into it. Upon looking at it, it looks like there is... what's the word? Almost like mortar. Like paste. That has been used to seal this tunnel. You get the idea that from looking at it in the flickering firelight in Luther's hand, this appears to be bricked over.
Break it down, Nog.
Is that what you need me to do? So I'll smooth run into it if I need to.
Okay. In the meantime, we're going to continue in our initiative order to see if we fuck up real bad, and we'll see what happens.
Oh shit!
Until Nog's turn. Wolfram, you are next in the skill challenge, Wolfram.
All right. Have we started fresh again then, or are we just?
Oh no, we're still. This is the same scenario. So no more shooting,
Okay.
Wolfram.
I'm not gonna shoot the wall. Okay. I'm gonna kind of peek around and examine the wall and see if maybe there's a weak spot, and hopefully
Okay.
do a perception check.
Sure. Give me a perception
Okay.
test.
All right. Come on, let's see what. I would like to use the fortune point.
Okay, go ahead and use the fortune point.
That is 2 levels of success.
2 levels of success. Okay, you got your successes are far outweighing your failures right now.
For the first time ever.
After Wolfram, we go to Henry. You must aid your party in some way, Henry.
Let's see what I got here. Not much, because we're not in melee. That's what I'm built for. So Nog did intimidate.
Mm-hmm.
Next best thing after cool and intimidate would be leadership or athletics. I don't know how athletics would work though.
Hey, you tell me.
We'll try leadership.
Okay, give me a leadership roll.
It's not very high. It fails.
How badly?
3 levels.
3 levels fail. Okay. There's none of that. Henry, you begin to call out, trying to direct Nog towards the front. He's currently leading the back. He's like, "What? Oh!" as your calls are falling on less than stellar ears, unfortunately. That will then bring us to Lucien. What are you going to do, Lucien? What are you going to do?
Can I make a navigation check to see if we're like, if this is the right play here?
Sure. Why not, Lucien? Give me a navigation roll.
I mean, I can do athletics. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
It's either or.
Can I do something with athletics?
I mean, you can attempt.
Oh, like
You
throw
can
a
try
rock
to
at-
scale the wall to see if there's like a crumbly part of the top.
Like, give it a roundhouse kick. I don't know what I'm going to do.
That's more of just a strength check.
Yeah. I'll do a navigation check.
Give me a navigation check, then. So. Oh,
I'm
94.
I'm gonna use a fortune point.
Fortune point. Dial that one back. $54. Is that a failure?
Yeah, it's still a failure.
Okay, that's a failure. A failure or 2?
1.
1? Okay. 1 degree of failure. Noting that. You guys are starting to even out. Fortunately for you, your ringer is next. The Mighty Nog is the close of the round. Nog, you will not have to make a test. You are the end.
All right.
And you guys are barely positive in your successes at this point.
You're welcome.
But Nog, you, despite Henry attempting to get you to move in the proper direction, you get the gist of what's going on, Nog, and you kind of like push past quickly. And you lay back with your like chained, gauntleted hand and just crack into the wall with such ferocious strength.
Yes.
The brick explodes inwards. Just explodes inwards. As it does, the tunnel behind you begins to slowly shake and move at the sheer percussion of this movement, the detonation of Nog's fist, one might say.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
As you all begin to pile into this new space, it smells fresher here than where you were before. You're not exactly sure where you're at. It's completely dark. As Luther passes in with the light, you hear the snapping noises of the creatures behind you. Fortunately, once again, the fists of Nog have begun to collapse the tunnel behind you as they smash downwards, sealing off, for the moment, the Skaven Warrens from the upper, well, I'm not exactly sure where you're at, but hopefully somewhere above ground. And that's where we're going to take our first break.